most of this is just art tutorials be like. But yeah, contributing to the art tutorials that be like. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Denise, and in today's video I'll be looking at some TikTok tutorials and trying to follow them. That means I'll be drawing as they did in the video and see if they are actually useful and beneficial, because I feel like learning from a 1-minute video is almost impossible, to be honest. But I'm always a believer of giving things a try, and since I'm very busy with commission lately, I'm very busy with contract work, I thought it'd be a good idea to, learn from the short form content, because I don't have time to be learning from longer tutorials or 1 hour plus tutorials from YouTube or from Patreon. And I feel like these days there are not much tutorials on YouTube. Is it just me? Maybe I'm not just finding them, but I feel like tutorials on YouTube is getting very, very scarce. I think maybe people don't enjoy watching tutorials on YouTube anymore, so creators stopped creating tutorials like they used to before. But if you guys are interested in tutorials, let me know. I'll try to curate some. I'm actually trying to create a beginner's guide to becoming a professional artist based on things that I feel like they need to learn. So yeah, anyways, before I talk about what I want to do in my future uploads, let me just go back. Let me reel myself back to the point of today's video, which is learning from TikTok. I still find this impossible, but yeah, let me just go. I've saved some tutorials because I feel like it's so hard to find tutorials on TikTok based on the hashtag. So maybe I should do digital art tutorials. Maybe that will give me an edge, because when I search for art tutorials, most of the videos there were just either sarcastic or troll videos. I didn't find any real authentic tutorial, and I'm here to learn. I came here to learn, not to play. So yeah, I just need to search harder. I really do, because when I was preparing for this video, I was struggling to find, like really struggling to find. Ooh, first off, I see Jinx, I click. Anytime I see Jinx, I click. So that'll be my first tutorial for today.
Welcome. Here are 4 finishing touches you can add to your artwork. For the first one, we're going to need a new layer set to clipping mask and filled with a 50% grain. Then go to the noise function and set it somewhere around 10%. This just adds a little subtle grainy texture. Now to make this thing show through in your artwork, just set the layer to overlay. For our second finishing touch, duplicate the drawing and then go to chromatic aberration to get this wild colour effect. Play around with the settings until you like it. However you like, really. I like it just here.
I already knew that anything that has Jinx in it has to be good, and this is definitely a good one. I'm not going to give this a try because these are things that I do in my artwork already, although I do mine in a very different way. Sometimes I use chromatic aberration, but not all the time, and I always add noise to my drawings, but I add noise to the entire canvas, not just the character.
What if this song
You turn me on like a light switch
was Japanese? Yeah.
So this one is not really a tutorial, it's more like watch me draw kind of video. So there's no point in like watching the tutorial if I'm not going to learn from it. It shouldn't be called a tutorial. You shouldn't use the hashtag, but I understand why you would, so I can't complain. It just makes it really hard for me to see like what I want to see, that's all. That's why I'm against using the wrong hashtags. Otherwise, use it. This is why I hate stamps. I just don't recommend doing this. Just learn how to draw hands. Then realize that this gesture is probably one of the easiest. Yeah, just learn how to draw hands, guys.
How to create easy digital art.
Alright, add some color then. Add new layer. Draw some random lines here. Fill it up then. Continue doing this random technique here. Yeah, nearly there. Okay, cool. You'll now choose a dark color and do some random lines here. That's it, just like that, wow. Draw a bird or something I don't know. Honestly, anything. Cat, dog, bicycle, or a gorilla. Yeah, that's it, wow. Cool. You'll now freestyle. That's it, thanks.
The end result is cool. And I need to brush up on my landscapes, but this tutorial has confused me. It's saying draw lines, but I'm seeing the shape of houses. How do I draw a house? How do I draw a house? How do I draw mountains? Because I could draw lines and to not look like a mountain. Not, I don't see how that's gonna work. Next.
Hey, so this is going to be an in-depth video on how I render since you guys have asked me quite a lot. My way of rendering isn't really your typical way of rendering, I don't think, so I'm sorry in advance if this gets confusing. I know a lot of artists kind of have different definitions of rendering, so I'm just gonna go off my own definition. And for me, it's really just making 2D art look 3D via certain colors and mixing them. To start off, you're going to take some sketchy line art with flat colors, and all the brushes that I talk about using in this video can be found in my Discord server, link in bio. Then you're going to place your light colors via an overlay layer. Keep in mind that light bounces off objects. Even if it's coming from above, it will end up on the bottom of his face. Though this is case by case, it really just depends on the positioning. After that, you're going to add your dark colors via a multiply layer in the areas that the light does not reach. This is around the time that I would merge my layers, but I know a lot of people don't like doing that. After this, you are just going to blend, and blend, and blend. This is the part where a lot of people tend to give up. If you're aiming to create a smoother surface, aka like skin, you're going to be blending a lot more. And then if you have a fold or a dark area, you'll probably blend less. I use different brushes for different surfaces. If I'm doing hair or clothing, I will use the old beach brush. And if I'm doing anything really soft, like skin, I'll use the noisy brush. After rendering for a while, you will end up with something kind of like this. This definitely isn't my best though, because it's just a tutorial and I didn't really want to render the entire thing. Keep in mind that with rendering, you do not have to blend everything out. You can keep elements of line art in it. And know that rendering is something that takes a lot of practice and trial and error. If you would have asked me 2 years ago to render something, I would have said absolutely not. All that aside, you don't have to render to make good art. Art is subjective.
I love this tutorial. Great advice in it, honestly. And I like how she talked about rendering, because rendering is always something that gets asked about a lot. And it's very, very difficult to explain, because rendering can mean so many things and it depends on the kind of style you have. And the thing about like the light coming from the top and then bouncing on the face, like the bottom of the face, I need to know more about that, because I've never done that before and I don't see how the lights will bounce on below the face without something reflecting the lights under the face and under the eyebrow. Try putting lighting on top of you and see if it actually reflects, if it bounces under your face, because I don't know how that will work. In the video, it kind of looks like there's another light source coming from underneath, to be honest, but I don't know. I'm not going to give this tutorial a try because a lot of the things that she mentioned there I'm already familiar with, so there's no point in like, and also I don't have time to draw like a whole nother character. I don't. We are back. We are back with the stamps. The finger stamps is back again. But why does it look good? I thought they only had the one for this, but like I'm seeing different angles and I'm confused now. Now I'm like, maybe I should try this. Maybe stamps are underrated because this is you don't use stamps. Learn how to draw. Learn how to draw, guys. Learn how to draw. Oh my goodness.
I'm going to show you on my phone because this is super useful for phone art. You need to do 2 things. 1. Draw everywhere at once. 2. Avoid details completely. This is a map of where all the features will be. Then you will know where you want the details. Trust me, line art can be used to divide objects, solidify proportions, but there are many ways to complete a drawing without it. This is just how I do it.
I completely agree with this video. I feel like it's a good way to learn about structure and form is draw in 3D. Draw like a painter or paint like a painter. Yeah, I completely recommend. I actually used to do this a lot back when I was learning about structure and form a bit better. It's a good way to learn. Because when you have lines, it's a little bit distracting. You just try to draw like straight lines or whatever. You don't really focus on the form of the shapes, which is very, very important because in the face alone, you have different forms like the eye, the eyebrow, the crease of the eye, the nose, the mouth, the lip. So yeah, I definitely approve of this. I'm not going to try this. I promise, guys, I'm not using this. Just because I do this, I'm not using this as an excuse to not draw. I've done this so many times. There's no point in me trying this because it used to be my method for so long. If you've followed my art journey for a very long time, you would know what I'm talking about. I used to draw without line for a very, very long time. I learned that from Angel Ganef and I learned so much from it. So you can give it a try if you're struggling with form and structure. Definitely very, very, very helpful.
Six hours later.
I just need to learn. That's so hard. Jeez, TikTok, man. This is such a bad idea.
Please stop making brownies from a box.
No! I'm sorry, but it's easy. And I'm stupid.
Stop making brownies from a box.
No!
Okay. Who is giving this advice? Because the lasso tool is one of my favorite things to use. I actually love using the lasso tool to draw or paint. Wherever, if I can use lasso tool for everything, I will do. Who said don't? Because definitely do. If you have never tried lasso tool for drawing or painting before, give it a try. It might change your life forever or change the way you paint for sure. I use it a lot more than you might think. You know what, guys, I'm just going to stop here. I tried to record this video before. I couldn't find the tutorials that I needed to learn from and I gave up. So I was like, okay, let me just give it a try again. And this is what we came up with. I don't even remember how many I said I would try. But you guys would have known by now. You would have seen me try them. But right now, in real time, I haven't tried them yet. But yeah, you would know the one I've tried. Maybe I think I just picked like 2 to try. What if it's just 1? And I'm about to end this video because I've given up. Anyways, that's where we're going to end today's tutorial. I feel like we learned a lot, so that's good. From the videos I've done, do you guys think that TikTok is actually a good place to learn? Or do you prefer learning from YouTube? Or do you prefer learning from long form content or short form content? I feel like sometimes long form content takes a lot of time, can be a bit too long, but at least I can easily go back to them if I'm tired, and they definitely put me to sleep sometimes, so which is good. But yeah, this short form content, some of them are not really, I can't really learn anything from them, so that's a bit disappointing. I really had hopes, but I've given up. That's why I never really do art tutorials on my TikTok account, which by the way, I do have a TikTok account for art. It's actually, if you're trying to build your social media presence, TikTok is probably one of the best platform to grow, because yeah, even with me barely posting, I got people on there shockingly. Anyways, that's how I'm going to end today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye. Mwah.
I hit record a drop, you can't ignore it.